Good afternoon. We're live. We're here. We made it. Just about. Let me know where you're watching from. I do this every week. I bring special guests in, and it's always a bit of a treat. This week we've got Mr. David Moore of Bing and Ruth. I'm going to play a couple songs and then bring him in. If there's anything you want to hear, put it in the chat. If you have any questions for Dave or myself, get him in there as well. I'm going to start with an old song. This is called Tendrils.
Sidewalls decided to go. Come silence, don't pick apart its source. Make it up, but just put it aside. Don't find us waking upside down. Find your sense held it, you'd watch it unfold. Phrase tendrils creeping for a home. The steely grey glow of your eyes. But by night I'm silenced and still. Can you make yourself feel unkind? When you cry out, oh, when you see who we all misinterpret words, deflect us from the side of you, drenched and afraid. Fight in the sourness that pulls around the brain. It's an offering, an offering, an offering again. Sealed inside each verse, up above my words. You've a sense, I'm sure, that's as true as any. For the times I tried but didn't make the connections, and I'm left to feel. If I was you, I'd lie. 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 Picking apart your eyes, fooled by the scope, and pulled as rope. All judgment picks apart your eyes. We barely are truthful to us.
That's Tendrils. That's an old one. If you like the stream, feel free to share it. I'm gonna play a little collaboration thing that I did a while ago, remotely with some musicians from around the world, with some clarinets in there that were at least partially inspired by our upcoming guest. We'll talk about that as we go. But yeah, gonna play one more and then bring in Mr. David Moore of Bing and Ruth. But this is Go On.
blithely pick out your words and don't change them no matter what the fashion. Clothed in your nouns and your verbs, the best attempts to lead you to distraction. It's cold, don't hide it. Go on, you don't hide it. Come on, you don't tell me what to know by now. Lost in yours, your sense is chewed out. Don't tell me what to know by now. The west of it all is cycled round. Had enough of this now.
Okay, it's time for our special guest here. My camera's acting up. I'm gonna sort that out while we have our little guest performance. But I'm just so beyond thrilled to invite my good friend Mr. David Moore onto the stream. David Moore of Bing and Ruth. David, how's it going?
It's good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, thank God.
We can all relax a little now, I think. We just had a little bit of a scramble doing the sound check before all of this, but we made it. I budgeted like exactly the amount of time that we needed to sort it out, which involved just restarting the computer basically.
Yeah. But we got there.
We got there.
And,
this is the important thing.
And now we're here.
We got there, and now we're here together. Exactly. How are you doing? Aside from all of that.
I'm good. I like your shirt, man.
Thank you. I got it in Mainz. It's near Frankfurt. If you're ever in Mainz, let me know, and I'll tell you where to go.
Okay.
To find such lovely wares.
I'll keep that in mind.
What does your hat say while we're on the clothing line?
North Carolina, which is where I just moved back from.
This is the perfect place to start because you've just arrived back in New York after escaping for what, like a year and a bit?
Yeah, had to, we did, like, my wife and I did the first 8 months of the pandemic in New York, which was traumatic and crazy. And, we have about 400 square feet. And so we were like, fuck it, let's go. And so we found a beautiful house on 5 acres in the mountains of North Carolina, signed a year lease, moved everything down there, including my piano, and had a really lovely year.
Yeah.
And I think part of us were like, do we want to stay here? Do we want to live in the country? Do we want to? And the answer was no.
You miss the city too much?
It's not for, I think in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to chop wood and have a garden and do all of these things. But I don't know. I've lived in the city for so long. I think I just have to accept the fact that maybe chopping wood is like not my bag.
Yeah. It's not for everyone. Or, I mean, you could always like get some wood and chop it at your house there.
Yeah, we do have an axe. Although maybe that's not legal in New York. I don't know.
I won't tell anyone. No one has to know.
Okay, yeah. Nobody tell anybody, please.
But you're back, and yeah, I mean, it did sound pretty idyllic, like you were saying in the mailing list a couple of weeks ago about like your morning routine. Do you want to tell the viewers around the world? It sounds pretty crazy and delightful.
Well, I enjoy making friends, and I made friends with our neighbors, and a couple of them lift weights every morning, and they were like, "You should come every morning at 9 o'clock," and I was like, "Yeah, right."
But I think the important note here is like on top of a mountain, right? You have to run up the top of a mountain to lift the weights.
Yeah, it's all the way. I mean, I would drive because it was a mile just basically straight up. So yeah, I would drive up there every morning. It got me out of bed at a decent hour, make coffee, walk the dog, go lift weights. Yeah, it was really lovely, and we'll see how much my weightlifting continues now that we're here, now that we're back in New York, and I'm busy again.
Yeah.
But no, it was really enjoyable because I was a pretty hardcore distance runner for a long time, and then the pandemic hit, and I went into the spiral that most people went into.
Yeah.
I think stopped running, so it was a good way to kind of get me back into moving my body. And they were lovely people. Bryson and Tim, love them. If you're watching, shout out. They're probably not watching because the internet there is like trying to drink from a dripping faucet. So I would never have been able to do this.
Yeah. I mean, we did have a couple of chats while you were out there, and the internet was not great. But yeah, do you wanna start us off? Do you wanna play us a little piece of music?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna take my
Artist's choice,
headphones off.
please do.
Yeah, this is a track off my last album, which was recorded on a Farfisa organ. But I'm gonna try and do it on piano for you.
Beautiful. David,
Hello.
so beautiful. You can't see me at the moment, but I'm still here.
I see your name.
You see my name, so you won't forget. Getting lots of lovely responses from people. You see, like, it seems to be like triggering people, just kind of like zoning out and looking out into the world. There's lots of comments of like people saying it pairs well with the rain and the autumn breeze, and apparently out in BC, some hummingbirds dogfighting around the feeders outside the window. It's pretty perfect. That's what you need, right?
That's great.
I always think that's...
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
maybe we should just bring a whole grip of hummingbirds with us on tour.
I mean, that's a pretty... I don't think you could go wrong with that. You might get in trouble with, like, PETA or...
I mean, they're kind of scary.
You think?
A little bit. Wow, they're just... I mean, I guess they're good at what they do. But, man, if I was a hummingbird, I would not be that precise.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I think if you were a hummingbird, you would have to be that precise, or you'd just be like a dead hummingbird. Yeah. But it is, I don't know, it's like, it's really nice thinking about this, about like everyone's experience right now as they're listening to the music. And like, you know, this is like a moment where like, because it's this live stream, people are kind of having it at the same time. But like, wouldn't it just be like amazing to know all of the circumstances, like people are like walking around the world listening to your music? And I don't know, because for me, it's like, music always heightens the experiences that I'm having, and some of the most profound memories are like with music, and there's just like a moment captured there. And I think we put our music into the world, and we don't always get that back. We don't, you know, we don't know what these experiences are that people are having. But you've definitely soundtracked a lot of my existence in that way. So.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's always meaningful to like meet people that are connecting with the music and telling me how they're connecting with the music.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. I mean, the internet is not necessarily the best place to get that kind of feedback. I mean, I've never tweeted about my favorite records. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like, you know,
yeah.
even pre-internet, like I haven't written too many letters to people being like, hey, you made my life meaningful, which is why it's so nice to like have a personal relationship with you, because that is like so the case. And I've probably gone on about this stuff before, but you know, you're definitely like one of my favorite composers, one of my favorite artists in the world. And so it's a little bit surreal for me. And like, I don't know, like just to like think about one of those moments, like I remember the first time I heard your music, and there's very few things that I can say that about. Like I was just walking down this street in Halifax, and there was a compilation from this record label called Giza Records in the UK that a friend of mine was involved with. And I just listened to this compilation, and like, you know, the tracks were going by or whatever. And then this one track comes on, and it was your piece, And Then It Rained. And I was just like, what is this? Just like stopped and like looked at my iPod and was like, okay, Bing and Ruth. And like with the name, I was like, oh, like these two people are making a lot of noise, which I'm sure is something that you get a lot in response to your project name. Yeah. But yeah, like it just, ever since then, I've just been like completely gripped by the music. So,
well, thank you.
So I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to like send that out there.
And now you're a great friend.
Aw, you're a sweet man. Man,
thank you.
I don't know what to say to that, but I'll gladly accept it. So you had to release an album. Well, I mean, you released it like right before the pandemic hit, right? Or like right as it was about to hit?
During.
It was during, okay, yeah. You're just to give people some background, if they're not aware of your music, the project kind of began as a kind of a larger, somewhat shifting ensemble. Would that be fair? Sort of like 10 to what, like 15 people at times. But with piano at the heart of it. A battalion, the Bing and Ruth battalion, with like piano at the heart of it, but like clarinets and double basses, I feel like were always like really, really key to it. But also sort of tape delay and other instrumentation at times. But like over the years, it's kind of like you've like just really kind of shrunk it down. I mean, I think it's important to like stress that music was the thing that really struck me about it was like the economy with which you always used that instrumentation. You know, there was nothing kind of wasted, and people were kind of like happy to kind of like stand back and like let the music speak for itself, and just come in at those moments that really mattered. And but I feel like you've been like really kind of like fine tuning it down to its essence over these years. So do you want to maybe say a little bit about that last record? You know, in that you didn't really get to, well, you didn't get to tour it at all.
No. We were supposed to.
Yeah.
But, you know, shit happens. Not to downplay the absolute, you know, the ways that this has affected everybody in truly deep ways. I mean, a couple canceled tours is nothing compared to, you know, losing somebody you love. But I just have to say that whenever I'm talking about the pandemic, because it did affect me, but it affected other people a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
And so you know, as far as like what this record meant to me, I think something that's always been really important to me is to kind of challenge myself in new ways, and it brings new sides of my writing out. I really value playing with people and acoustic instruments, and that's something that I've always felt really passionately about. And it was, you know, probably from being raised listening to folk music and bluegrass and sort of these genres that revolve around acoustic instruments, and a lot of them sort of around one microphone. I mean, our very first EP we recorded with 9 people around 2 mics.
I didn't know that. Oh, crazy.
Yeah. But we've, you know, I don't know anymore. It's a constantly evolving project, and you know, our first record was 11 people, and then it was 7, and then 5, and then this last one was 3. So I have ideas about where the next one's headed. Keeping that close to the chest at the moment.
Yeah. I'll pester you about that later in a non-public setting.
Yeah, a year in the woods helped me kind of focus in on what exactly I'm looking for this next go around. But, you know, it evolves out of, you know, creative necessity, but also just out of logistical necessity. You can't tour with 11 people, and, you know, we're not in college anymore. It was much easier to get a large group of people together pretty often when everybody was 22.
But the good people of Maritime Canada did get treated to a couple of like larger ensemble tours. The first time when you came up there, it was it 7 of you?
Yeah, 7 of us.
Time? And then 5 the second time, I think. But
all due to a robust national arts funding program, which your country really has on lock.
It's pretty good.
So,
it's
pretty good.
Which is a good time to mention that this stream has been somewhat supported by the Canada Council for the Arts, so thank you for that, for keeping musicians going, especially like during these times. It's been absolutely phenomenal. But also like involving people like yourself, and bringing you up to Nova Scotia. I mean, it was a really special tour. Well, both of them, because we got to play in some very strange places over that time. But
and that was a special tour for me, because that was like, you know, it was before I really had a lot of label support. It was before I had management. It was before, like, you know, things were a little more set in stone for me and the band. And so to have the opportunity to get on the road and travel was amazing. It was amazing, and see new places. And, you know, I had just been coming out of like exiting this rock band that I played in for about 6 years and toured pretty nonstop with that. So it was exciting for me to be able to do this on my own and realize how many different things there are to do that a tour manager normally does. So, so, you know, flash forward to me, or flashback, I guess, to me driving a 15-passenger van through Lower Manhattan, trying to figure out which bridge I should go over.
Well, you made it. Did you want to give us another little piece of music here?
Sure.
While we've got you.
Huh?
While we've got you.
Yeah, well, you've got me. I'll play another one off the new record. This one's called Live Forever.
Amazing. Magic. Whew. So beautiful. Both of those tracks work so well on the piano versus their Farfisa album versions.
Yeah, it's been fun trying them on piano and finding new ways to play the same songs, which is why I wanted to do it on the piano today. Also, my organ's in the shop. But, you know, piano, first love, always, you know, it's where I always come back to. I like messing around with organs and synths and having fun with all the different toys. But I always come back to this.
Amazing. I guess I kind of have the same relationship with the guitar. Like, I don't want it to be my instrument, but it is. I have no choice in the matter. But yeah, it's you're a beautiful pairing with it. I mean, it's maybe like a good time to mention you have a show. You have a show.
I do. My
Is it
first
tomorrow?
show in 2 years. It's on Friday.
Friday. And where's it
Yeah,
happening?
in,
Because there may be some viewers who are able to get to it.
Yeah, so I'm opening up for my friend's band, the Antlers, and we're playing at Levon Helm's Barn in Woodstock, New York.
No, but we have a regular Karen is in New York State somewhere. So yeah, maybe Karen can get up and see. Are there still tickets left for this?
I think so.
Okay.
I haven't gotten any sold out alerts.
Okay.
I think, you know, if you're vaxxed up and don't mind wearing a mask, come on over.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Amazing. You must be pretty excited about that. Or kind of trepidatious.
I am. To be honest, I'm trying to not think about it too much because I'm one of those people that the more I think about something, the more it just sort of cycles and piles on and all that. So I think I'm just excited to. I don't know. One of my favorite piano recordings is this pianist named Fred Hirsch, and it's a recording that he did. He didn't do a show for like a couple years because he found out some pretty bad health news, and he played this show and made a recording of it, and it was his first show in a couple years, and it was like, it's just so deep and meaningful. And I think part of me is trying to channel some of that energy of like, okay, I haven't done this in a little while. How can I make this meaningful for myself and for the people watching? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm really excited to play. Yeah. I miss it so much. Miss that live connection with people.
Yeah, seriously.
So.
Well,
but you're going on tour like
I'm going on tour tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, and feeling
How are
kind
you
of similar
feeling?
about it. Well, I've been lucky to play a few shows here in Montreal, both my own project and other people's, and in pretty like relaxed environments and like outdoors for the most part. So I feel like I've had a little bit of practice. I got back to the UK a few weeks back just to visit, so I feel like I've kind of done that traveling thing a little bit, which was definitely very very intimidating at the time. But like, yeah, same thing. Like, I cannot wait to do it. It's gonna be strange, but yeah, the one show that I did of my own where I was playing, I was like, oh yeah, like, because I love doing the streaming stuff, but there's just a different kind of energy, and it's like, oh yeah, like I can interact with these people that I can see. So yeah, and just kind of like, I don't know, some grander gestures in there as well. Like, and I've got a few tricks up my sleeve in that regard that I think should be pretty fun. So more news on that later for people who keep on watching. Tricks. Right. I mean, that's not the best word for it because that kind of sounds more gimmicky, but
a dove fly out of the middle of your guitar.
Hummingbirds. A troop of hummingbirds.
Careful, man, wear a helmet.
I should say for everyone as well, thank you to the folks who've donated. For those who don't know, for those who don't watch regularly, there is a donation link in the video description. You can donate by PayPal or credit card or Interac if you're here in Canada. Any amount is appreciated. And yeah, I mean, it's been listener supported for this whole time, and it's kept the whole thing going for like a year and a half. So definitely, please
insane,
please
man.
support us. It is completely insane. I agree, and I'm so grateful for it, and it's just been a wonderful little world that's opened up here. I've got a question for you from Nathaniel. He wants to know what the name of that Fred Hirsch album is.
I think it's called Let Yourself Go.
Let Yourself Go. Okay. Look it up, people.
But let me double check that.
Sure. I mean, we have the internet at our fingers. We can explore.
Yeah. I'd actually like to listen to it again. The first track is the theme from Spartacus, and it is...
Oh, wow.
Incredible. Yeah, Let Yourself Go, Fred Hirsch, live at Jordan Hall.
Okay, I'm going to get on that right afterwards.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Sweet. Well, thank you for the tip. Would you like to play one more piece before you go away? Do you have that in you? Have some juice in the tank?
Sure.
Amazing.
Yeah. This is one off of my, not the last record, but the one before that. It's called Starwood Choker.
Amazing. That worked so well. I never know how these things are going to sound with our lack of sound people, but that sounded like amazing. So beautiful. I'm so glad I had the headphones and was getting the full stereo experience.
Awesome.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I've gone on about this before, but yeah, you are truly one of my favorite musicians out there and have enriched my life so massively, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one of that. So yeah, please know that. Just know that.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
Super true. Yeah, but I hope I'll be seeing you around somewhere soon. Maybe get down to the States at some point in the next little bit, and hopefully we can get you back up here because Canada needs some more Bing and Ruth. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while, and I would love to do that. We were supposed to do Montreal and Toronto and Vancouver.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll happen again soon.
Next time we will get it. We'll get it on the list for sure. We'll make that happen.
Shoot ya.
Yeah. But this is Bing and Ruth, everybody. Mr. David Moore. Look up his music online. I'm going to keep going and play a few more songs, including at least one for David. But we're going to say goodbye to him now. So take it easy, David.
Goodbye, everybody, internet.
Bye-bye, internet.
Cool.
It's David Moore, everybody. So magic. So special. Oh, wow. Yeah. So honored that he would join us for this stream. It means a lot. Go and check his music out if you don't already know it. For those who don't watch this stream regularly, if you've been enjoying it, I do it every week, although I'm about to take a 2-month break to go on tour. But usually this is every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So subscribe to the channel on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, depending on where you're watching. I'm going to play a couple more and then take off. If there's anything you want to hear, get it in fast because, we're running out of time before tour time. But I'm going to play something called Shapes here. This is a version inspired by my sister. So here we go. Get out of you, pull me into shapes I can't get out of. I can't get out of.
I can't get out of. Pull me into shape that I can't get out of. I can't get out of. Stretch linen clothes, think stays without stain. Wait for them poor to get out into the rain. The poor never came. Now the sky is almost clear. Not laying blame for the following That was Shapes. I'm going to play one for David. I see a couple of requests in there. I'm going to play Don't Mind for Frankie in a little while. There was a time we got to hang out with David in New York a few years back, and we ended up talking about this REM album called Automatic for the People. I'm still having this. The camera's really jittery. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to see if I can fix it. One sec. No, I don't know. I'll bring up the tour dates and I will get into this. Going on tour tomorrow. Here are the tour dates. I've actually added one more as well. I'm going to be in Brussels on the 18th of November, right before we head to Germany for those final dates. So yeah, if you're in the UK or Germany, please pop on by, or Brussels. The tickets are pretty close to selling out for a lot of those. I know Hebden Bridge and Nottingham are already sold out, so don't hesitate if you do want to come. But yeah, I was in New York a few years back, hanging out with David, and he was talking about kind of like the role that different kinds of songs can play on albums. It turns out, like I didn't know, but he's a big fan also of the REM album Automatic for the People, and there's a track on there, Sweetness Follows, that I've adored for a long time. But he made the point that kind of like there's a slightly silly
track right before that in the Shape of New Orleans, instrumental number 1, and that kind of struck me that you can have, you know, a role for these songs that are not like the kind of most beautiful moments, but you know, within context they can be really special. So I want to play that for him. So this is Sweetness Follows. Need a different Git for this. Yeah, man, my camera's really jittery today. My apologies for that. It's a good thing I'm going away for 2 months. The next stream after this is going to be December 8th, I think. So definitely follow the channel if you don't already to be sure that you don't miss it. But this is Sweetness Follows for David.
Ready to bury your father and your mother. What would you think if you lost the other? I used to wonder why did we bother? Distance from one, blind to the other. Listen here, my sister and my brother. What would you care if you lost the other? I always knew this all together. Thunder was lost in our little lives. Sweetness swallow. Little things, they can pull you under. Live your life filled with joy and wonder. I always knew this all together. Thunder was lost in our little life. But sweetness swallow. Your life filled with joy and thunder. Yeah, we were all together, lost in our little life. Sweetness swallow.
Sweetness Follows by REM for David. Got a couple of requests here. I'm gonna do I got a request for Don't Mind and for Grace, so I'm gonna finish up with those two. Again, if you want to, you can support the stream. There's a link in the video description. And I should have said for so much reverb. For the tour, if you want to get tickets, the link is right there. paperbeatscissors.com/live. This is going to be Don't Mind for Frankie in Ottawa. It's about growing old.
Strong words, few deeds. Tell me what a friend should be. Go again, roll the dice. Show me where my heart should be. Never mind if we see the day. When it comes, it surely waits. One light and too late. Lift the cup, lift the plate. If you don't mind, if you don't mind, if you don't mind, if you don't mind. Big wounds in your short life.
I'm going to try one more time to sort this camera out because it's driving me crazy. You can have some crickets as you wait. I didn't go anywhere, I promise. I hope everyone's doing well. If anyone ever has any questions, you know, get them in there. I'm here for your entertainment, I guess. This is the last chance camera. Oh yeah, we seem to be a little bit smoother here. All right. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I should say for the next little while, I'm going to be away, but then December 8th, I think, is the first stream back. I've already got a few guests lined up for that. Land of Talk is coming back, which I'm so thrilled about. Foisy, an amazing Franco artist from here in Montreal that I've had the pleasure of playing some clarinet with, who was just getting going like right as the pandemic hit. And I'm so happy that he's kind of able to kind of get out and play some shows again. So yeah, definitely subscribe and come back for those things. But I'm going to play... I'm going to play Gracia, which was requested by Karen in New York. Stephen, I'm glad that you've got like a crazy, beautiful menagerie of animals popping around. Even that rat. Okay, this is Gracia for Karen.
Dios mío, por esta camado ante la destrucción traiste.
Too much. Slap. Back.
El viento bojo, las hayas y las sillas, nos decimos que nada cambia tanto. La veo toda, la gracia que tienes. Me mandas fuerza y frío, todo un dicho, tanto como podrías, es eso tanto. Pecados infinitos, no por estar camado ante la destrucción traiste. Es mejor que seas todo lo que no eras. Hay palabras que te gustaría oír menos. Yo veo todo, la gracia que has robado. Me mandas fuerza y frío, todo un dicho, tanto como podrías. Me mandas afuera, me mandas fuerza y frío. No es tanto.
That was Gracia from the last record that I did, which was a selection of Spanish translations of some of the songs. I'm going to do one more thing here. I saw that my friend Magda was on here. If you're still there, Magda, this one's for you. You know what it's going to be. It's a track by this incredible Polish artist by the name of Ralph Kamiński. And it's called Wszystkiego Najlepszego. Thank you for all the applauses, peoples. And thanks again for tuning in. Thanks again for David for being here. But thanks so much to all of you for coming here week after week. It's really a pleasure. And I can't wait to get back to it. I mean, I'm thrilled to go out on tour. But it's really going to be wonderful to get back here afterwards. So, yeah, don't go anywhere. As in, go wherever you like. But just like, come back here, December 8th. But this is for Magda. Yeah, I'll see you all later, I guess. See if I can remember all the words.
Hey, hey, hey. drzewach słodkie tajemnicy każdego lata. Wracasz jeszcze do mnie, słońce każdego lata. Wracasz jeszcze do mnie, lecz w snach. Choć jeszcze za tobą nieraz tęskno mi, musisz to wiedzieć, to co zaśpiewam ci. Życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego, najlepszego. Życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego, najlepszego. Choć wiecie, bardzo, bardzo kochałem cię, to najlepszego, najlepszego. Hej, 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 czy jeszcze cię zobaczę? Hej, 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 piszę znów o tobie, czy z innym już chciałem. Tak piękny wyjeździe między kadrami, myśl przeraża mnie każdego lata. Złoci swoje skóry, słońce każdego lata. Będziesz wracać do mnie, lecz we snach. Zapruszę nam włosy, starości smutnie wiatr i wspomnę z chłopaka z beztroskich dawnych lat. Czy życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego, najlepszego. Życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego, najlepszego. Choć wiesz, jak bardzo, bardzo kochałem cię, to najlepszego, najlepszego. Życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego. Życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego. Życzę ci wszystkiego najlepszego, najlepszego.
That was Ralph Kaminsky's Wszystkiego Najlepszego. Stephen, this will be the last stream till December the 8th, I believe. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you've got the little notification bell pressed on YouTube so it tells you when I'm going live. And make sure you're subscribing. Apparently we're 3 away from 400 subscribers. So if 3 people want to subscribe, we'll be none away from 400 subscribers. It's always a pleasure Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for donating. Thank you for your yellow clapping hands. And I'll be back before you know it. Okay, bye-bye.